Welcome, my friends, to episode 49 of Jacques Talk. I'm Jacques Taylor, joined by my boy Big Joe in the Big Rig, Joe Hartfield. What's up, dog?
What up?
You're a little slow on the trigger, man. You all right?
Yeah, I'm good. A little technical difficulty right now. What up?
Well, I know all about that.
Oh, yeah.
I have most of the time when we have them, they're on my side of the deal. So we hope you are prepared to be entertained and dazzled for the next hour or so as we go through a relaxed edition of Jacques Talk. Understand that I'm a little groggy this morning. I might have to change my philosophy. I've been a guy, because I like to think, because I try to eat right most of the time, because I try to work out, I don't get sick very often. And when I do feel a little something coming on, I am what's known as the over-medicator. I take everything and I try to stop it before it gets started, kill it in its midst. So part of that is I started feeling something a certain way yesterday when I got back from the Cowboys. And I was just like, you know what? Let's go into prevention mode. And so I took some medicine, did some other things. And then, dog, I took some NyQuil before I went to bed, which is fine. NyQuil works great. But I've been noticing, man, NyQuil had me feeling groggy as hell in the morning when I wake up. And I'm usually a guy who wakes up fresh, ready to attack the world. And I just be like, I don't know. If my energy level is high, but I feel like I'm dragging because of NyQuil. And it's been doing me like this for the last 2 or 3 times I've taken it. So I may have to come up with something else. Maybe I just take Dayquil at night and go to sleep normally. But I can't be feeling like this lethargy that I got. That being said, I feel great. I just feel a little like I'm moving in slow motion. Do I sound like I'm talking in slow motion?
Nah, you rambling, but no, not talking in slow motion.
Oh, well, maybe that's part of it. Anyway, we always like to tell you that if you're ever involved in an accident and it's not your fault, it doesn't have to be a car accident. It could be medical malpractice. You can be at a business somewhere. If you're hurt because of somebody else's negligence, what you need to do, and you're in trouble if this ain't already in your phone, is call 972-934-8900. That's the green team, green law. And you just say, hey, here's the details of my situation. What's up? And they'll ask you a few questions, and you'll say, yo, here's what happened. And then I'm telling you, if they bring you on as a client, it's been a great day for you. No cap. Great day for you. Because they will walk you through what can be this long, intimidating, frustrating, tedious process, which is what you would expect. Anytime you're fighting somebody else's insurance company, they want to win, you want to win. But you got green and law riding with you. And that's what you want, because I'm telling you, you need somebody to tell you when to turn left or when to turn right or when to walk straight or when to hold tight or when to back up. They do all of that. I like to say they answer questions. Check this out, that you didn't even know you were supposed to ask, and they already provide you an answer. You need a doctor, they can hook you up with one. You need a specialist, they can take care of that. That's what they do. So if you're ever involved in an accident, man, give them a call, 972-934-8900. And check this out. They don't get paid unless you get paid. All right? Nothing. They don't get paid anything unless you get paid. So you don't have to sit around and wonder where you fit in on their priority list. You're at the top, number one, numero uno, because they don't get paid unless you get paid. It's a good situation for you. It's a good situation for them. It's a win-win. And that's why greening law, if you've been involved in an accident and somebody else's negligence has caused you some injury, you need to give them a call, 972-934-8900. Let's give my boy Clarence Hill Jr. of the Fort Worth Star-Telegram a call, man, and see what he thinks about the Cowboys matchup with the Detroit Lions on Saturday, not Sunday.
Hello?
Yo, what's up, man?
What's happening with you this morning?
Oh, we doing pretty good. I'm a little groggy from my NyQuil, but this is Clarence Hill Jr. of the Fort Worth Star-Telegram, the longest tenured beat writer in Dallas-Fort Worth. He's brought to you each and every Friday by my friends over there at Smokey John's Barbecue, home of the Jam Session Bowl. And Joe, the E stands for what?
Ever present in the DFW community.
There you go.
There you go.
See, hey man, I don't script this stuff. I just think about it. I'm gonna tell you, you do a lot of good work in the community, and I appreciate it.
Well, he's a good man. He's been having toy drive, coat drive at Ella B's each and every Thursday, and we should probably do it like this because I don't normally talk about it because the show broadcasts after the event. But I guess if I told y'all today, you could make a date for next Thursday or the Thursday after that or the Thursday after that to come on out to Ella B's in Arlington, where the catfish is fantastic. The we call them sweet potatoes or yams, whatever they are, either one, they're fantastic. The food is great. That's real talk. Matter of fact, I try not to order it because it's so good, but it ain't good for me. But it's so good that I usually hope my man J-Mac is out there because he always orders too much food. And so he offers me a catfish fillet, and then I can eat a little bit without gorging myself. How was that? And J-Mac is one of the best ticket brokers in Dallas-Fort Worth. So if you need your tickets, text me or hit me up on Twitter. I'll give you J-Mac's info. If you're trying to get in the stadium. He got me?
Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah, for sure. And this is a hot ticket on Saturday night. So it would have. You got the Jimmy Johnson going to Ring of Honor. Detroit's in mass coming to Dallas. First time division champs in a long time. Detroit Lions. 11 wins.
Let's talk. Yeah, I was gonna say let's talk about that because I get the feeling, and it's just your boy here, and it's me, that people still think this is old Detroit and, mark them. I know they won a few games. What's their record again? Whatever. It's the Lions. Go ahead and mark that dub down, and let's keep it moving into Washington and start the playoffs. But this might be the toughest game of the three that they face because Detroit got a lot to play for, and they're good.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that Mike McCarthy said that this is the biggest challenge they've had at home. Certainly that's the next challenge. You're going to say that, you can give it all your focus, but they're an 11-win team. Certainly they played the Eagles at home, but we don't think the Eagles are playing their best football. They haven't played their best football. The Cowboys have not played a better team at home, so you feel like the Cowboys are at home and they win at home, and so they play their best football at home. Don't think they can just roll the ball out there. They're going to get a win. This is going to be a very tough challenge. Detroit is good. They have one of the best offensive running games in the NFL. They're an up-and-coming team. They're actually playing for the number one seed. It's not just about the finish. They're playing for the number one seed. That San Francisco loss put everything in play. That if they lose one more, Detroit wins out, they can be the number one seed in the playoffs, and which is a big thing for them. So, this game has a lot of meaning. That certainly has a lot of meaning. The Cowboys are still playing for the NFC East title. The funny thing about that loss to Miami, even the loss to Buffalo, they did not hurt the Cowboys in terms of playing for the NFC East title because they were non-conference foes. If the Eagles drop one game and the Cowboys went out against Detroit in Washington, they win NFC East. They win NFC East because the Eagles are playing two conference games, one against Arizona, one against the New York Giants over the last couple of weeks. The Giants almost gave the Cowboys a Christmas gift the other day, by beating the Eagles. They didn't do it. It was on the road, but don't sleep on the Eagles losing possibly against the Giants in the season finale at home. That's if the Giants continue to play hard, play well, because the Eagles still aren't playing great football. They have a great record, but they're not playing great football.
Now, real quick thing on that. I think they'll beat Arizona this week. But that Giants game in New York could be a little tricky because Tyrod Taylor's back. It's not that Tyrod Taylor's great, but he's better than Tommy Cutlets. And so he gives you a chance, if they feel like playing that day. And because it's a division game, I'm not hoping on that. I'm not banking on that. But I think so you're saying there's a chance. Yeah, that's what you're saying. As you get back to Detroit, earlier in this year, they won 7 out of 8. Then they lost 2 out of 3, including a bad loss to the Bears. But they blew out the Broncos 42-17. They beat Minnesota last week, 30-24, in a pretty entertaining game. But hey, man, we've been talking about the run defense ever since they drafted Mozzie Smith, ever since the end of last year. David Montgomery, 910 yards, 4.7 per carry, 11 touchdowns. Jahmyr Gibbs, 872 yards, 5.7 of 9 touchdowns. They don't care who's in the game. They can run the ball, and it's imperative to me that the Cowboys get off to that fast start that we always talk about.
No doubt. And as far as the run defense, I was talking to this week Oso Odigizua, one of the Cowboys defensive tackles. Funny because we were in the press box in Miami, and the Miami press box announcer called him Osa No Diggity, and so everybody started singing the song No Diggity, No Doubt, it was funny, just messed up his name, but he said that certainly the Detroit run game is a challenge because of the backs and because of what they've done. They certainly have a lot of success, but it's going to actually be easier for them to play against a Detroit run game compared to, say, San Francisco and Miami, because they don't do as much eye candy. They don't do as much shifts and motions, and it's more of a traditional pro style offense, and they don't do all that stuff where you got all that eye candy in the backfield and they run something different. They can read their keys and certainly have a better chance of stopping that. Knowing what to do and being able to handle it and stop is a whole different deal, because those backs are special. Gibbs is faster than Cooks and faster than some other guys they play, and sort of they're really good in space, and they're going to have to tackle. That's one thing they didn't do in Buffalo. They tackled better against Miami, but at the end of the game, when they need to get a stop and get out the field, they cannot do it. And what's also key is that the Cowboys basically trying to stop the run in a nickel defense with 2 linebackers, with extra defensive back, and so they're small. And Detroit has one of the best offensive lines in the league. They got some big guys. I think that physicality, one thing that we talked about, that we love Dan Quinn as defensive coordinator, what he's done, but his scheme, lends itself to be creased on the ground because he's playing a nickel defense, and they don't have any linebackers. Certainly, the loss of Leighton Vander Esch, loss of DeMar and Overshawn impacted the linebacker play, but that's also some of the decisions they've made. They have
Rashad Evans gone.
Right. I was just getting ready to get to that. He's gone. The Cowboys signed Rashad Evans to replace Leighton Vander Esch, but keep in mind, Rashad Evans is not getting any snaps. Rashad Evans got no snaps on defense last week. Got no snaps on defense in the Eagles game. He's played mainly special teams. And he's only getting a few snaps there. A veteran linebacker who doesn't run like he used to. Special teams is not his best spot. You sign him because he's a bigger guy, traditional linebacker that can help you and give you more size against the run. But they don't even play him. He was not getting any snaps. And then he got popped for marijuana on Tuesday night, the day after Christmas, in Frisco, sitting in his car smoking weed. Got popped for marijuana.
And sitting in your car smoking weed, dog?
Well, he didn't know. He didn't know where he was at, dog.
Frisco, I know where he was at.
Frisco ain't the place.
None of his teammates told him, no, dog, you can't be smoking weed in the car, dog.
Well, I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah.
If they really wanted to keep him, they would have kept him. Sam Williams got popped with a whole lot of stuff in his car.
Oh yeah, for real.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
No, see, this is check this out. This to me is not about whether the Cowboys, if they really wanted to keep him. This is, hey, Rashad, you here on thin ice. You see the snaps, you see everything. So you have to manage yourself accordingly, and you have to, smoke it in your bathroom in your apartment if they don't want it there, man. But not out in the car, doc. That's all I'm saying.
Well, yeah, what I'm saying is, though, is that they were looking for a way to get Matt Wilesco, offensive lineman, up because, they didn't really like the way that the backup lineman played for Chuma Doga. Yes, played for Tyron Smith on Sunday, and Chuma Doga now has a toe injury. And Tyron Smith still has that back injury. They need to get Matt Wilesco, former draft pick, who's been on injury reserve, up to supplement and give them more depth and tackle. And Rashawn Evans, we ain't playing much and ain't really giving them much, and certainly ain't giving what they hoped they would get him. he gave him reason for using him as a roster spot.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. So, okay.
No, I think, yeah. But I mean, we're talking about Rashaan Evans. He was never really a factor. I think the key is when you talk about how they built and how they play in the nickel defense. And we talked a little bit about it yesterday on the Media Mash on Dallas Cowboys radio. Is that to me, everybody says, hey, we want to grab the lead and play and get and put our pass rush together, but every team doesn't literally build their team to play that way, and that's the way the Cowboys have played. So they built their team to have pass rushers and to grab early leads and to really try to dictate the pace. And when I was talking about it yesterday, I kind of compared it to philosophically the way the Phoenix Suns under Mike D'Antoni used to try to entice you to play up and down the court and shoot these threes that you're not comfortable with because they were open, they were makeable. And, to me, the Cowboys try to entice you into getting into a game where you feel like you can't really run the ball because the offense is killing you. And if we don't really score some points and you got to pass or throw some points, we can find ourselves out of it before it really gets started. And so when you look at it, they did not score their opponents in the first quarter 115-53. That's how they play. 153-106 in the second quarter. So that's how they play. And then when you look at the games that they lost, they trailed Arizona 9-3 after the first quarter, San Francisco 7-0, tied with Philly, trailed Buffalo 7-0, and they led Miami. So they only led one of those games that they lost after the first quarter. So to me, this seems like another win the toss, take the ball, and try to get up on Detroit. What do you think?
No, I agree. One thing that I want to emphasize, though, you say that they're built to rush the passer, not stop the run. When they drafted Miles Smith to stop the run, they were focused on improving their run defense in the offseason. They took a guy in the first round from Michigan to be a wide-bodied, he bench pressed 700 pounds, whatever else, to be an anchor in the middle. He's been a disappointment. And so
Can't argue that.
they'd have to continue to play this way, but they did try to focus. They invested a first round pick on a wide body run stopper to be that anchor in the middle. He's been a huge disappointment, and one reason that we haven't talked about, they've also struggled, certainly as of late, is that Jonathan Hankins, your Ohio State Buckeye, has not been on the field, and they've missed him. They've had to play. Had to play Miles Smith more and more. He's certainly not giving you what you had hoped to be in the middle of that defense. So that's been a disappointment. But as far as style,
excuse me. What do you mean he's a disappointment? You playing one linebacker and 4 safeties or 3 safeties? Because Bell is not a linebacker. You only playing Damone Clark is the only linebacker. And when they get past when they get past the defensive front, ain't nobody back there. Ain't nobody in the middle of that defense.
No doubt.
How is that a Mason Smith problem? I don't get it.
Well, it's not, the linebacker's not a Miles Smith problem, but what helps linebackers run to the ball and make plays is your defensive lineman occupying blockers.
You got to beat a block sometime.
Well, no doubt. We're not talking about some. I'm just talking about
any blocks. Them guys don't beat nothing. They don't plug. They don't plug, and they don't beat nothing. They made to play the pass or run to the ball. They don't. You have no pluggers in that defense. No doubt. It's part of the style. But again, getting back to Mosley, they drafted a guy in the first round to start, number one. If you look at his snap numbers before. Jonathan Hankins got hurt. He was not even playing much. He was playing like a few snaps a game. So just off the rip, when you draft a guy in the first round and he don't play, that's a disappointment. Regardless of linebackers, you draft a guy in the first round to start, to be an impact on your defense. And if you watch him play, he does not get off the ball, to occupy blockers. He doesn't do anything. So he's a disappointment. That does not dismiss what you're saying about the linebacker play, but regarding your first round pick, if you invested in to be an anchor for your defense, he's been a disappointment. Those are facts. Regarding the style of playing, what they need to do, certainly the offense. We talked about this team and Coming into the season, the defense was supposed to be the best part of this team. When they talked about the Cowboys having renewed hopes to finally break that Super Bowl curse, was because they thought they had a championship defense led by Michael Parsons. Of course, Trevon Diggs gets hurt, and you lose Leighton Vander Esch, and this defense is still good, but it's not championship level, championship caliber. And best part of this team has been the offense with Dak Prescott. And you talk about setting the tone. When they're at their best, it's because the offense is setting the tone, getting them leads, and making plays. And so against this Detroit team, which Dak has never lost to, which has one of the worst pass defenses, secondaries in the league, it's going to be up to the offense, not just set the tone, but also make plays. I mean, even going back to last week, there were more points out there for the offense to score. And the defense did not get it done at the end. Certainly the offense put them in the lead late in the game. But if there's a weakness on Miami, it's that pass defense. And it's that defense. And the Cowboys, there are more points out there. So you go back to the opening drive of the game when Hunter Olympic fumbled the ball at the 1 yard line. You go to play before that when Tony Pollard should have got in and didn't get in for whatever reason, got stopped at the one that led to the Hunter Luke fumble. And, we talked to Tony yesterday and he said it should have run wide. It looked like a walk-in touchdown. He cut up. He didn't cut up with any power. He cut up straight ahead. He ran into his own teammate and got stopped, at the 1 yard line. We talked about Zeke and we talked about, the running game and having a hammer in the running game. That's prime example of what they're missing. They've been missing from running game. It's been CeeDee Lamb and Dak have been carrying this offense. They certainly carried it on Sunday, and they'll be last weekend, and so they'll need to carry it again Saturday night. But they need more from the running game.
Let's use that point to transition into this, because we're talking about the Cowboys' run defense, and they play a nickel defense, and that's one reason why they get cashed from occasion. Well, this leads me to this conversation. Do you think Darren Woodson gets into the Hall of Fame? He's a finalist, just got named a finalist yesterday, because one of the reasons they were so good in the 90s, they could play kind of a nickel because Woodson could cover could cover Jerry Rice in the slot enough not for it to be an embarrassment, and then stabilize your run defense. What do you think about Woody and his Hall of Fame chances this year?
Man, I'm rooting so hard for Woody, and I just think it's one of my issues with the celebration of the team of the night is the defense does not get celebrated enough. Cowboys won 3 Super Bowls, and we talk about the offense and we talk about the triplets, but the defense was number one in the league too. And I know Deion's in and Charles Haley's in, but Deion was only there for one title. Okay, and Charles Haley was there, but there's someone else needs to represent that team. That team was a dynasty, a great team, and Woodson needs to be in the Hall of Fame. He was part of that dynasty, a big key part of that dynasty and what they did on defense. And there should be more than one representative from those 3 Super Bowl champions from that defense in the Hall of Fame. And Woody deserving what he did. You talk about his versatility, and he's so unappreciative because he doesn't talk a lot. He just goes by and does his job. He ended his career as the team's leading tackler. But you talk about his versatility. Funny thing about his versatility probably hurt him. Because he played the slot and because he was not the middle field safety and on all those plays and getting all the interceptions, it hurt his numbers. And so he doesn't have the pretty numbers that some of the other safeties have. But if you look at some of the guys that are in before him, Woody was such a much better safety. John Lynch is in. There's no way John Lynch is in was a better safety impact player than Darren Woodson. John Lynch wouldn't even been playing today's game because all they did was hands right in the back.
I'm not too big on John Lynch. Yeah,
he couldn't cover. He couldn't even cover. Anything like that. But because he was on this team that was a defensive oriented team, everybody celebrated the defense more than the offense. Probably Dallas, they celebrate the offense more than the defense. He gets a lot of credit. Well, Woodson deserved that type of credit. I think, there's a better shot from just looking at the guys who are up for the award. There are really no shoe-ins and the first ballot guys, and not a lot of shoe-ins. But this is an opportunity for him best opportunity for him to get in. He's a finalist for back-to-back years. Best opportunity for him to get in. I hope he does.
Yeah, now he was my guy when he played, and we still talk to this day fairly frequently. But I am certainly rooting for Woody to get in. He's a tremendous player, underrated, and I used to yell at him as much as I was going to yell at him, fuss at him when he was a player. And he's like, "Man, I don't need no credit. I'm like, dog, you gonna need this later on." And we laugh about it now. He's like, "Man, I should have listened to you." I was like, "Yeah, it's probably the only time." But when you a lot of times as a media person, you can see these things and how they evolving because there was Lynch or there was Leroy Butler and there was Atwater. There was these other guys around, and it's like if you don't, that whole thing about I just let my play do my talking. That's cool, but you also need to do some talking because the more you're known, the more your presence is heard and felt, the better odds are later that you can get some of these accolades that you're very deserving of. So I hope like hell he gets in. And you know what, man? I think it's really I don't even think people realize that he covered the slot and covered, when they move. Because the obvious move is, you got a safety in the slot? Fine, we'll put Jerry Rice in there and bust your ass. And it just didn't happen with any kind of regularity that it would. And that's what made him a special guy.
I think football wasn't really looked at like that back then. They didn't have all the breakdowns and
no, you're absolutely right.
And people wasn't talking like that. And if he was playing today, he would have had a whole lot more recognition. When y'all talk about media and Hall of Fame, I think about Jason Taylor. How Jason Taylor get in and Woody ain't in? Everybody like Jason Taylor. I don't even think Jason Taylor ought to be in the Hall of Fame. Myself.
I think that like if Woody would have stayed on TV longer, I think a lot of times, he had to come on. A lot of times, you get a lot of attention even after your career. People see your name a lot because you're on ESPN. And, he wanted to come home and be with his family. I think that also played a role in that. Has played a role in that as well. Daniel Taylor's a popular guy. He does a TV thing. Out of Miami. He certainly, Jimmy Johnson guy, just like Woody. But again, it's the hype, and Jason had way more hype. And again, it's the sacks. He plays a position that lends itself for highlight plays. And again, Woody didn't have the highlight plays. He was just solid as the film. He was an anchor.
I don't know. He blew people up all the time.
No, I agree, but it's not the same as sacks, interceptions, or anything like that.
Yeah, I'm just disagreeing with you on a very small level there.
We splitting hairs when we're talking about greatness, but you made me look because I ain't gonna sit there and tell you I paid a whole lot of attention, but I don't know, man. Jason Taylor, 139 and a half sacks, led the league in sacks once, defensive player of the year in 2006, 3-time All-Pro. 5 or 6, 7 Pro Bowls. I don't know, man. That's a resume right there. 6 touchdowns. That's a resume. I can't really. I don't know. I'm not gonna. And during his prime, he was really a beast. So, and like everybody else, he slowed down as he got older. But he played till he was 37. See, I didn't even realize that. So,
that's great. I'm just saying that's great. But you got people like Willie Anderson. That ain't in the. We could go all day on that where you got a resume and you not in. I just don't. I don't see where he got in. I think if you part, I'm like this. If you part of a championship team, you a major part of a championship team, you should jump over Jason Taylor and have your ass in the Hall of Fame.
The player that shouldn't be in is a guy like Tony Baselli only played 7 seasons.
Tony Baselli, okay, yeah.
And he got 3 All-Pro, but he only played 7 seasons. There's no way he should be in the Hall of Fame over some of those guys you're talking about. The Willie Andersons and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Let's move on to Chill's last topic of the day, which is
he moving you on out of here. He getting you up on out of here, dog.
No, we trying to we never stay on schedule, so
you always welcome to me, man. It's all
Now the last topic of the day, I gotta give him time to talk. Is if I say Jimmy Jerry, what comes to mind with you?
The funny thing is that Jimmy and go from Oklahoma State to Miami and won all those
those titles. When I think of Jimmy and Jerry, I think of the great, Herschel Walker trade. I think of the Super Bowl champions. But unfortunately, what you think about mostly is the breakup, and that has dominated the relationship and dominated the highlights of the relationship, lowlights of the relationship, because, it could have been so much more,
Right.
and they broke up over pettiness, and over credit. And that was a shock to the system, shock to Cowboys Nation. It's hard to, and the fact that the Cowboys have not won pretty much since the 90s, it could have been so much more. And so I think that Jimmy going into the Ring of Honor finally puts a bow on the 90s and brings it all full circle, and people can finally, appreciate what went on and what happened, because there was that rift, just left an open wound, open scar. You really couldn't appreciate what they did and how they did it. The family's back together now.
No, I was gonna say that's pretty much my thought. My thought is, when I think of Jimmy Jerry, I really just think what might have been, what could have been. I mean, we talk about the Steelers with 4 out of 6, and we talk about the great run that the Patriots went on. That I don't know that anybody will get there, but what the Cowboys had, if they could have managed to subjugate the egos and not worry so much about the credit, because everybody was eating, there's no telling what that team could have done, because the stars were still in their prime when they left. Now, maybe Jimmy would have worn them out with his personality. Maybe not. I don't know. I mean, but I just always wondered what may have been, what could have been, because we never got to see it. And it was great, but maybe it could have been even greater. And to me, that's just a trip. What do you think about Jimmy and Jerry, Joe?
I thought y'all was going to talk a little longer, so I started eating these damn cashews, but, I'm like, I'm trying to do some things over here. I'm being all professional, turn my mic off. I thought it was a lot of petty stuff, too. I thought it was, you always go into what if. What if they just stayed together? What if, a lot of players that Jerry kept around, Jimmy would have let them go and got new ones. So a lot of guys' career would have been cut a little shorter as Cowboys, because Jerry ran the damn thing. So I think the personnel would have changed. I think the Cowboys would have been a lot tougher and more disciplined. Y'all already know that. So that's what I thought. I thought that the personnel thing, that Jerry was trying to hold that whole team together, and some of them guys couldn't play no more. And Jimmy, Bill, a lot of people don't realize that Bill Belichick learned from Jimmy. And Belichick would cut you a couple of years before you was done, or trade you a couple of years before you was done. And I think that's what Jimmy would have done with that team. And that's just, that's my opinion. That's
Well, yeah, the thing is, you talk about discipline. The Cowboys won 2 out of 3. They could have won 3 straight. They could have won 4 straight. They've been the first team to ever do that. They could have done something really special. And that's what certainly they just missed in Barry's first year, losing to the 49ers, and they won in 95. But if Jimmy's there, there's a good chance they could have won 3 or 4 straight, and that would have been unheard of. They could have been really, really special.
I wonder about that. Like, I can see 3. But then I just wonder, the way your body gets beat up, the way you have to psych yourself up mentally, whether they could have gotten to 4 or just how it would have gone. I mean, and that's the that's the beauty of sports. You can have these conversations about
that's what I'm saying about that's what I'm saying about getting people in, getting people out of here.
Yeah.
And Jimmy was very good at motivating people, and they had it going on in the personnel department where they were shuffling guys in. If you wasn't good, you wasn't good. You was gone. It wasn't no keep you around and let's see if you can do something.
No, he was ruthless about that, and that was part of what made him a great coach. But then it was a wonderful moment in time. I mean, there's not very many times where you draft Hall of Famers in the first round 3 consecutive years with Mike, Troy, and Emmett, and the Herschel trade gave you all that ammunition.
Hey, picking up pieces. James Washington, and what's my man Thomas Everett. Picking up guys like that. You know, like, all right, this guy is a malcontent somewhere else. Come on over here. You know, let's ball. Yeah, it was pretty good. It was pretty good stuff right there.
It was a great time, and they had a great team. I just wish we could have seen a little bit more. But I'm like Clarence. It's good that they finally got over themselves and figured out a way to make it happen. And it's going to be a real cool night on Saturday when Jimmy finally gets inducted into the Cowboys Ring of Honor. You got anything? Last final words, Mr. Hill?
No, man. It's a big week. I got get through this game, and I'm trying to get to New Orleans for the Texas Washington Sugar Bowl. So just Cowboys take care of business.
I thought, okay, see, this is how you end up extending your stay. Now, I thought that was out. That's why I didn't ask you about it. I thought that was over. So now you're saying there's a chance?
You thought, what was over? What are you talking about? What's over?
I didn't think you was going. I thought you told me you was waiting for the championship game.
I was, but I'm just,
okay. That man trying to make me seem like I'm crazy. I told you, you go when they're there and they got a shot, then you got to make a chance. And you got enough friends and frat brothers, you should be able to go. You should be able to get there and finesse it the way only you can finesse things.
Yeah, I'm spending more points. I'm spending more points.
You got half a trillion. You got half a trillion points. Quit being cheap.
I've been cheap because I should have pulled the trigger a month ago. The points were cheaper there. The points is high now, but I'm going to call it to it anyway.
That's right, man. Because I feel like you can secure tickets.
I got a ticket.
See, I knew the ticket wasn't the problem. Yeah, dog. Matter of fact, I wish you had talked to me because I could have got you. I mean, you could. Yeah, go ahead.
You could have got me what?
Nothing. I mean, I just would have pressed you harder, but you were so firm on your non-committal.
Well, because I think work first, and I think of
okay. Let me fix you.
You got it's last week of the season. It's a tricky week on how we're going. What we're doing, and I don't know whether the NFL may flex the Cowboys game against Washington that Saturday night. Just a lot of tricky things, and I'm a one-man show, and so I need to be here, and so that's been my mindset. But I talked to my boss, and I was like, I'm going to go to this game. And I really regret it. I've been going back to 2006, 2005. Yes. I was watching the USC Texas championship game at your house, and I should have been in L.A. For the game because of work. And I was worried about work.
And ran down the street when Vince scored. True story. Open up the door and sprinted down the street. Screaming.
I did bring my champagne before the game because I predicted the win. Now I was ready for the win. I did bring the champagne.
Now that was one of the great moments in time, right there.
So.
Oh man, I was fortunate when the Buckeyes played here in 2014, but I had already told my wife, "Hey, me and my dude, because I wanted him to experience it. We rolling wherever they at. We gone. We'll figure out how to pay for it later. We gone." I gave a heads up. Tickets might be like $1,500, but we out. We gone. We gonna check it out. Because in 2002 I wanted to go, and I had your dilemma. They was in the middle of the coaching search, and I was sitting on the bed writing stories about Dave Campo and Bill Parcells on the night they played Miami. So I feel your pain on that, but when you're emotionally invested in a team, whether it's the Final Four or whether it's the college football playoff, if you have an opportunity to go and you got some funds, you should go. Because unless you're Alabama, it don't happen every year.
No, it don't. It's awful time. So so I'm gonna try to enjoy it and take advantage of it.
Oh, good. That's the best news I heard. Now I've only been up for 3 hours, so there may be some better news later. But as of now, that's number one in the best news I've heard department today. And with that, get the hell out, man. You took up more of your time as usual.
All right, brother. I appreciate you guys.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. That's Clarence Hill Jr., brought to you each and every Friday by my friends at Smokey John's Barbecue. Home of the Jam Session Bowl. A delicious mix. Now, let me tell you about the Jam Session Bowl, if you haven't heard, if you're new to the show. I'm not going to say it, but y'all know what's up with Big Joe and the Big Rig. Y'all know what's up. I don't have to tell y'all. But it's a delicious bowl that either is a mashed potato base or mac and cheese base. And then your choice out of 2 out of 5 smoked meats. You can go with brisket, sausage, like I usually roll, or, you can do the double brisket, like my boy will get one day soon. Then all that stuff you find on loaded baked potato, man. Chives, bacon bits, butter, sour cream, cheese, all that stuff. They put it on top. Then they either drench it with sauce or drizzle it with sauce. It's fantastic. It is love in your mouth. It's really that good. No cap. It's that good. It's enough for 2 people, easy. You got a little shorty, 3 of y'all can eat off of it, no problem. It's fantastic. But it's on the secret menu. It ain't on the menu. You can't find it. You got to just know that it's there. And you just say, hey, jam session bowl. Folks look at you crazy like I don't see it on the menu. Don't worry about it, man. Those who know, know. Those who don't, don't. It's that simple. And Smokey John's, 1820 West Mockingbird. It's fantastic. And if you need Smokey John's in your life and you can't get over there, all you got to do is go to the website, SmokeyJohns.com, click on the marketplace, order the rub or the sauce or both, have them at your house in a couple days. You can also go up to your local HEB and pick up the rub. Frisco, Burleson, Allen, it's all over the place. Waxahachie. Smokey John's Barbecue. It is to live for, because you wouldn't want to die without having sampled it. I think I'm going to send that over there as a new catchphrase for them.
Nah.
What do you think, Doc?
No.
You don't like that?
That's a hella dramatic right there. But all right, then. You wouldn't want to die without tasting it. No.
Yeah, it's to live for. You wouldn't want to die without having tasted it. Yeah, we can work on it, but I like that. I like that. We're gonna trick it up a little bit, man. So don't get mad. We just freestyle a little bit today. It's the holiday season, and we're gonna talk a little bit. We're not gonna be so on schedule. So
who you talking about? Don't get mad. What you talking about?
Man. Sometimes when you call it audible, you get upset because we ain't following the script.
Me? I taught hand grenades, dog. I taught hand grenades, dog. The audible on the radio don't bother me. Go ahead with that.
Okay, man. All right. I'm going to the audible. I'm pulling the pin, and I'm tossing that thing with a sidearm motion about 15 feet away, right?
It don't work like that. But
or is it 50 feet away?
It don't work like that.
Well, that's what I saw in the movies.
Yeah.
I was talking to you earlier. I said, you a Costco guy or a Sam's guy?
Mm-hmm.
And you said you were a Sam's guy, but then, man, you said you don't even like to go grocery shopping. Working at the grocery store ruined you like that. Mm-hmm. But see, I would tell you that Sam's, although I'm a Costco more than Sam's, although I have cards to both to tell you what illness I had, it's an experience, man. It's not just a grocery shopping thing.
I worked at Sam's Club for like 3 years.
Did you? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I worked at Safeway for about 3. I worked at Safeway through high school. Between colleges, I worked at Sam's Club.
All right.
So I don't. I ain't.
Well,
I don't have no time to be spending no more time in no damn Sam's Club. So
check this out, man. I went grocery shopping because I'm that guy. I like to eat, obviously.
Wait.
As a former fat guy.
What type of music would you like? Would you like around the block or no music?
Yeah.
All right, then. Let me go.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Since we kind of off script today, we kind of relaxed today.
Yeah, we just gonna roll like this.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm gonna talk about what I want to talk about for the next little while.
All right, then let me kill my mic.
On my mind.
I'm gonna kill my mic and eat these cashews.
I didn't mean by myself.
Oh, okay.
Eat these cashews?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's an interactive conversation.
I ate a croissant for breakfast, so that's why I'm munching these damn cashews now.
Although I have killed some strawberry Waterloo.
Yeah.
Very tasty, I might add.
I imagine
so. Man. Hey, man, David, the content guy, he showed up with a Christmas present, man. 3 cases of Waterloo, baby. That's why that's my dog, man.
Yep.
That's a gift from heaven right there.
That is a great gift.
Buying gifts for people ain't complicated. You just have to know what they like and who they are.
That's a great gift. Like
Damn,
it's kind of non-existent over here, kind of like the damn jam session bowl and the Waterloo water. That's the same. I got the same spot for that over at my house that I got for the jam session bowl.
Okay, moving on to Costco.
Roger
So
that.
what I was doing yesterday,
Stick and move,
as
man.
I was telling y'all, there you go. I'm the guy who I don't like to go out to eat because I don't like to spend the money. I mean, I like to go out to eat, but if I go out to eat, I want it to be a really nice spot. Like, I don't want to spend $45 at a spot where I could, in my mind, make something very similar at the crib. So when I like to go out to eat, I like to go up a little upscale, or I like to go to a quality hole in the wall. I don't know, but I prefer to eat at home. And so I used to tell my wife and them, kids, you can buy whatever you want at the grocery store. I mean, you want shrimp and scallops? Go get shrimp and scallops. You want the best steak? Go get the best steak. Because whatever you buy at the store is cheaper than if you go out to eat. And that's really always been my grocery shopping philosophy. So I like to go grocery shopping because I like to cook. And I cook very well. I don't cook great, but I cook very well. And I got a few dishes. And I believe in the 10-minute air fryer rule. Almost nothing I cook or prepare takes more than 10, 15 minutes max to have a complete entire meal. And so that's how I like to get down. But man, I called somebody yesterday and I was like, yo, I'm about to go into Costco. If you don't hear from me in 20 minutes, call me and make sure I'm okay. Because I am not going off script. I'm going to buy exactly what I want, what I'm supposed to buy. No more, no less. Now I ask you, how long do you think I was in Costco before I went off schedule?
I don't know, 3 minutes.
You're probably right. Could have been 2. Because I went down the wrong aisle and I saw these protein bars that I like and I had, and I was like, you know what? I just need to restock up on these because then I don't have to come when I run out in a week or so. Because I like to grocery shop about once a month. I don't like to go all the time. So I stuffed those in my basket. And then, man, I was good. Everything else I stuck to schedule. Got some chicken, got some shrimp, got some salmon. I love salmon. What's your favorite fish? You like fish?
Catfish.
All right. Fried, grilled, blackened.
Grilled or fried. My wife cooks the best catfish in the world. Matter of fact, I love her cooking anyway, so whatever she cooks.
I'm being real. I don't know that I've had some grilled catfish. I always have it fried.
Well, she's fried catfish when you was over here.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Have you you grill it? I assume you grill it because you're a grill guy.
I can. I can. It depends on which grill I use. I have a Blackstone, and I have a regular grill.
Right.
I have a regular gas grill.
Okay.
I got a whole lot of attachments. So Blackstone is more seared.
Right.
It's more of a searing grill. The gas grill is more the regular grill that we would grill some catfish on. But I prefer it fried, better than fried.
Oh no, it's that's why I was talking about LB's catfish over there. It was fantastic. So no, I wouldn't fill my basket up, man. And I followed all my instructions, got the salmon. Salmon is expensive as hell. I remember when salmon was $25 a bag for a 2-pound bag. I don't know when that was, but dog, that salmon was $34 a bag yesterday for 2 pounds. And I bought 2 bags. And so I was in Costco probably because I was about my business. Probably 20 minutes, man. And guess what my total bill was?
I don't know. $2. I don't know. I'm trying to hang in. I'm trying to hang in here, dog.
$230, dog. And it only took me 20 minutes. But this is a different kind of Costco. I like this one. It's tucked away. It's usually not busy. It's a business center, so they got some different kind of stuff in there. Dude, they had a whole goat carcass in there. Have you ever seen that?
I've seen dead ghosts before. I ain't gonna tell you where.
No.
But
Oh, no. I mean, but I'd never seen them in the grocery store hanging in a bag. It was kind of wild.
Yeah, I've seen that too. I've seen dogs too.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Oh, in Korea?
Yeah. Most definitely.
Interesting.
Kogogi.
So anyway, what does that mean?
Cause Kogogi, you got Bulgogi is beef. Kogogi is dog.
They cook the dog.
Yeah.
I'm being serious.
They farm them. Well, when I was in, to put this in
like
context,
cows.
I was in Korea in the 90s. So they farmed
Right.
them and they cooked them. Yeah. It is what it is. You better know what you eat.
I'm being serious. What species of dog is it?
I don't know. You know, when you see him with his head cut off and the legs cut off, and you don't know what species it is. I have no idea. I just know it was dog. I didn't eat it. I mean,
Did you ever try it?
no. Well,
I wonder if it tastes like chicken, like everything else.
Well, they did have this stuff, this mystery meat they would cook when you left the bars at night. And if you was drunk enough, you would eat it. It was mystery meat on the stick.
Right.
That's what we used to call it. But if you was drunk enough, you'd eat it. I think I quit drinking probably 36 days into a year tour. I realized that some of that stuff they got to drink, like soju, that stuff make you race trains. And I knew I wasn't going to get promoted drinking that shit. So I quit drinking the whole time. But probably about after 30 days, I quit drinking the rest of the year. The rest of the 11 months I was there, I quit drinking. Got promoted twice.
All right. Well, I'm
never know where we're going to end up on this show. We got to talk about really Costco. This was about to put my ass to sleep. But, you know, since we off the record and all that stuff, on the record, off the record, relax. Whatever we doing today that I didn't know we was going to be doing. It's all
we're moving on from Costco because Costco is a wonderful experience. I enjoy it very much.
Wonderful.
I always feel good when I walk in. I always feel good when I leave. Then I came home and actually did some meal prep, so it was a great day shopping at Costco. Although, you know, I also need to make a run to Sam's because they got a couple things at Sam's that they don't have at Costco that I like. You got a preference? Costco, Sam's?
Nah, I like Sam's. I just think Costco is a little more high end. Like we was talking about earlier, I like the panko shrimp,
right?
And both places have it. And Sam's panko shrimp is pretty good in the air fryer. It's great. But when a friend of mine made sure that I got to try Costco, he said, "Man, this stuff gonna be better." Blah blah. Well, we ate it. Costco's tasted like it just came out the ocean. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how seafood has a little fish smell to it, a little bit, little fish taste to it. Yeah, it was like that. So I like the both, but I like Sam's Club. But yeah, Costco is a little more high end, I think.
Just a little bit, but they both got some things that the other one doesn't have, which is why I ended up with cars.
They got demo ladies at Costco.
Yeah, you know, kids used to love to go to Costco.
Oh,
can you get a sample? When
I worked at Sam's Club, I had lunch on them demo ladies. Give me lunch.
That's what I'm saying. No, you could eat up good. Well, let's move on from Costco. I don't want you to fall asleep. What do you think about New Year's resolutions? Are you down with them? Do you not get into them? What's up?
Nah, I don't really do that. I used to, but I'm always trying to. I always got a bevy of sins I got to put down, or I got stuff I need. I wake up in the morning saying, "Hey, be good today." You know, be good today. You know, try to be nice to somebody today, and try not to go off on somebody today. You know, just stuff like that. Where it's like the easiest thing. Well, let me put it like this. I always say it's the ass that you don't kick that make a difference. People always say, "Oh, I'll kick your ass." How about the ass you don't kick? Even if a person deserves to get their ass kicked. You know how many friends I've had from people that pissed me off at a job or at something or whatever, and later on we become friends. You know, pretty good friends. So I don't know. I don't believe in New Year's resolution because of that. You know, because every day is a New Year's resolution. You know,
I feel you on that. I'm not particularly into it's a new year, I need to do all this stuff, but I'm into really trying to be the best version of yourself, as Jason Garrett and some other folks would say, on a regular basis. And so, I decided that I've never been a bed maker. I mean, I can tell you, I like it when it's made, but I've never particularly been a bed maker. So I decided just the other day, I said, you know what? I'm going to start making my bed and see if that makes me feel any different or any better when I come into my room and it's made before I go to sleep. And so I've made it 2 days in a row. And I said, I kind of like that. And so we'll see if I like it enough to keep up with it. But it was just something, I'm always evolving. Like, I'm into my aromatherapy. I can smell the orange this morning. So it's putting me it's livening me up a little bit, dog. And then the other thing is, I'm trying to figure out how you create good habits. And some of that is just you have to be intentional in trying to do it. And so I've just been trying to be very intentional about all the stuff I do and all the habits I'm trying to create so that they will stick and not just be short term. And that's part of the reason why I wanted to go to Costco, because my diet's been a little bit out of whack and I want to really reel it in. And so the best way to do that is to go old school, buy a bunch of stuff, cook it up, meal prep it a little bit, and try to make yourself into a habit. So I'm into habit forming these days. You got any good suggestions for forming habits?
No.
Well,
what do you want me to say? No.
I appreciate that, man.
Well, you're a pretty disciplined guy already. So, I don't know what I can add to that.
Well, sometimes it's I find it very interesting how you can be so disciplined in one aspect of your life and so undisciplined in another aspect of your life.
Sure.
And so I'm trying to get them all to merge together so I can be one. I don't want to be necessarily uber disciplined, but I would like to have some more. And so I've just been on this quest to kind of add those things to my life and, see what I can do. Some of it is just a personal challenge. You just want to see what's the best version that you can be. And so this is kind of my way of doing it. And as part of that, have you ever been in the vision boards?
No, that's kind of like, what did you say? Your love gift, the gift of love. What the hell did you say that was?
Your love filter?
Yeah. I'm learning all kind of stuff, man. But no. What did you just say? Vision board?
Vision board? Yeah.
Nah, man.
Do you know what it is?
No.
Oh, okay. So vision board, normally you take a poster board like you do back when you was in school with a science project or whatever. And you get books and magazines, usually images off the internet if you can't necessarily find them. And you kind of you use the board and you cut out the images from a magazine or whatever, and you put them on the board, and they're kind of all the things that you would like to achieve during the next year. And when you fill the board up, the poster board or whatever, it looks kind of like a collage, and you hang it somewhere prominent in your office or in your bedroom or your wherever you want, where you see it on a regular. And it kind of when you see it, it should give you kind of a, hey, here's why I'm up today, here's what I'm doing today, here's kind of like it kind of reinforces your purpose on a regular basis. And I've never done one. I've heard of them, but it's kind of like when I became a columnist at the Dallas Morning News. I said, you know what? I really want this sports car. And it's a Cadillac XLR, the 2-seater. Mm-hmm. And so I saw a stenciled picture of one in the Morning News. And so I cut it out. And I hung it in my office on the file cabinet at the Morning News. And so every day when I walked into my office at the Morning News, I'd see that picture, and that's like, okay, that's what if I keep doing what I'm doing, I keep grinding, I keep working, maybe one day I can get that thing. And so it's just kind of a little motivational tool, that's all. But people look for motivation in different ways, especially around this time of year where they try to make a change and they try to set up the next year to be the best it can be for them, whether you had a good year, a bad year, or an average year. So
as a truck driver, you probably have a vision board because you're not in the same place
Right.
for a long time. So you got to like I did long haul, short haul, whatever. And if I'm driving, 12 hours to Florida, and 11 hours to Florida, I'm thinking about a lot of stuff, between stops. And you visualize a lot of stuff, and you work out a lot of stuff. So yeah, I would say the vision board stuff was probably in my mind rather than a physical vision board. It's kind of like when I wanted a home. I learned everything it is about getting a home. I talked about 5 different people and about what it is to get a home. And the one time in my life that somebody never, everything that those 5 people told me was right on the money. And then,
is that right?
Yeah. Sometimes you get you ask 5 different people their opinion, you get 5 different answers. But at that one point, everybody was right. Do this, do that, do this. This is what size house you need. This is how much it should cost. Blah blah blah. I have an agent that you can talk to. So yeah, that was kind of my mental vision board. I'm driving in Memphis. I'm driving in Oklahoma, and I'm looking and I'm seeing houses out in the distance. I'm going, you know what? I'm out here on this road, and I'm going to get one of those. And that was 22 years ago. So, I was just a young driver, but I was driving to get that. So, yeah, it's one of them things where I ain't never did a physical vision board, but I'm sure in my mind I've had that, there are things, I want to get my kids to better schools. Those kids are pretty smart. So let me make sure they get a chance to go to college, and they all went. So it's one of them things, that I don't never physically put it down, but it's always been a vision to try to make stuff better or get better. I don't know.
No, it's cool. I think it's a lot of people just it's however you get through whatever motivates you to get to the next thing. Mm-hmm. I was talking to somebody the other day, and he was talking about a friend of his was just so angry all the time. And he was like, how can I help him with his anger, man? He's just mad all the time. And you know me, man, with my pop psychology degree. I ran through a series of questions, this or that, and I said, well, I know this guy that you're talking about from the way you talk. And I go, maybe he doesn't wake up with a purpose every morning. Meaning, like he's got money that was left to him, and so he's very well off that way. So finances is not an issue for him. He's married. He's got this. He's got that. I said, but he doesn't really have a job. And so, it's a situation where maybe he doesn't have a purpose anymore. He's kind of frustrated because he doesn't have a purpose, because at least to me, everybody should wake up with a purpose. Now, it doesn't have to be a work purpose. It's whatever your purpose is on here. But if you have it, I think people are infinitely happier than if they don't have it, because you wake up with a feeling of this is what I need to do today to kind of have a sense of accomplishment, whatever that is. Literally whatever that is, as long as it's for you. And I say it like that because I don't want it to be a work thing. It's not a work related thing. It's whatever your purpose is. Your purpose might be helping homeless people, and that's what you like to do. So that's in your purpose. You go help somebody today. So that's all, man. So I hope everybody kind of finds their purpose, has a great new year. I mean, we're still a couple days away, but when you're dealing in life and you got life and death going on, it's always good to take a minute to reflect that, like, I got to use this time that I got, because it ain't gonna last forever, and at some point it's gonna disappear, and you just kind of want to make the most of it, my friend. Let's shift into football before we head out for the day, because I know you wanted to talk about this.
Yeah, I know who's gonna ever get that. Hold on. There you go. All right then. I'm trying. I'm working real hard, dog.
It's all good, man. Russell Wilson. He got benched yesterday by the Denver Broncos. There's been a lot of chat about that because they still in playoff contention, man. They benched him with the last 2 games because he's got a $37 million check he's supposed to get in March if they don't cut him. And the but he's got to pass a physical to do that. So if he got hurt in the last 2 games, couldn't pass the physical, they'd owe him that money. They don't want to pay it to him, and so they're going to keep him. They're going to bench him, and for the last 2 games, even though he got a playoff on the line, and there was just a whole lot of conversation about that. And all I'm gonna say about it is, man, I see where the Broncos are coming from. I understand it. And this is why forever, as long as y'all have heard me, I've been very consistent. Players need to get whatever they can get, however they need to get it. So, Zeke, you need to hold out for 6 weeks in all the training camp to get your paper, to secure the bag. Then by all means, dude, go do what you got to do. Because the team will always do what's best for itself. Always. Never a doubt. The team will always do what's best for itself. And so players have to do what's best for them. And fans are like, oh, you owe it to the team to do this and that. No, you owe it to yourself to get the best deal you can get, because the minute, the second, the instant your play declines a minuscule amount, you're gone. And the contracts are not guaranteed. So you got to get what you get. So what's your thought on Russell Wilson?
My thought on Russell Wilson is Sean Payton is a utter and total jackass. That's what I think. I think he is.
Now, why do you say that?
I think he is the worst coach, the worst leader that I've ever seen in any military, any business I've been in. You do not treat your subordinates like that. It never goes well for you in the future. It never goes well for you right now. You understand? You never treat a man as less. And you especially don't treat your subordinate leadership as less. You understand? The leader's under the leader. That's subordinate leadership. You don't treat them like that. You go close the damn door. All that stuff from the beginning where he was talking about Russell need to quit kissing babies and all that. This is like stuff where you close the door and say, come in, let me talk to you. This is what I need you to do. I need you to quit kissing babies. I need you to quit all that marketing stuff. I need you to do that. I need you to be gritty. Quit being Russell as Russell is. I need you to do this. Can you do this for me? Before you ever go to the media with that crap. He told everybody from the beginning, I don't like this guy.
Right.
I can't stand this guy. Who the hell are you, Sean? You got a Super Bowl. All right, we good with that. Mike McCarthy got a Super Bowl. What's my man, Brian Gillick, or whatever the hell his name is, from Oakland, everybody, okay. But you ain't got to treat a guy like that. When I seen him go off on the sideline, man, I don't think I'd have did nothing to him right then. But I think I'd have said, Coach, can I speak to you in the office for a second? Yeah, then I'd have whooped his ass. I'm telling you, he'd have got his ass whooped. I wouldn't have done it right there in front of the team. But they would have had to get me up off of him. How you gonna talk to me like that? I'm a grown ass man, and you over here yelling at me. What's wrong with you,
dude?
And I'm just like, you can't do that. I mean, is Russell playing? What does Russell got? Like 26? What is his stat? 26 touchdowns.
26 touchdowns, 8 interceptions.
Oh, he's just horrible. He's just terrible. You can't work with that. You understand what I'm saying? Oh, that's just I'm being facetious as hell, but you can't work with that, right? All right, then, it's key moment. What are you mad because he got overpaid? All right, who you gonna get after that? Jason Stidham is your guy? Jason Stidham a Texan. I like him. Where's he from? Stephenville. Yeah, Baylor, then Auburn. Oh, I like that kid, but he ain't Russell Wilson. Good luck with that.
No, he's just a guy.
Good luck with that. And
well, it's not.
I know Peyton is your guy and all that other stuff, but he can kiss my butt. No, I'm sorry. He kissed my ass because I don't like him. I don't like him at all. I don't like what he's doing. I was a big Sean Payton fan at when he was at New Orleans,
right?
And then he got on TV. Yeah, he was all right. Now what he doing to Russell, I can't stand it. It's all about some respect, some integrity. All of that stuff goes through your team. So you divide in the locker room when half the guys want to say, "Hey man, let's just get our stuff together. Let's follow Russell, come hell or high water, and we can get this thing going." And then you got half the team going, "Well, he missed me on a couple of reads, or he ain't getting the ball out." Coach got to pull all that together.
The problem is that there are 5 teams at 8-7, and the Raiders and the Broncos are both at 7-8. So if you win your last 2 games, go 9-8, you got a shot to get in the playoffs. And now they're not taking that opportunity, and they got the Chargers and the Raiders. So it's not like you have, the Ravens and the Dolphins or somebody. You got 2 teams. Or I shouldn't say the Dolphins, since they got beat by. I don't know. You know what I'm saying. They got winnable games at the end, and the fact that they're not taking them because they on the chance that Russell Wilson might get hurt is whenever I say it like this, I say it in the sense of, so they have told one of the most loyal fan bases in the National Football League that we're not trying to win. That's the bottom line. We're not trying to win. Now check this out. How many games has Russell Wilson missed in his NFL career, which is 12 years?
Man, I can't think of any. Maybe 5.
Man, that's a good guess. He didn't miss any his first 8 years in the league. He missed 2 in 2021. He missed 1 last year. And it could have been, I don't know what the circumstances were. Mm-hmm. And he's missed 1 this year. So he's missed 4 games in a 12-year career. He's not a guy who gets hurt. All right. Remember, half the time he slide. So it's just, but to me, when you say that to your fan base, but you continue to charge them full price tickets and everything else, you just taking a dump on your fan base, man.
Yep.
And they don't care.
Yep.
And it's their right not to care. But it's just it's a bad deal, and I get it what you're trying to do, but the way you pulled it off. And how about this? And the NFL is notorious for this, and fans act like it's okay, like they don't care, they don't get it. Like they came to him several weeks ago and said, "Hey, if you don't change your contract, we're gonna cut you."
Yep.
And basically, Russell said, "Fuck y'all."
Yeah.
That's basically what he said. Like, how we gonna negotiate a contract? We get a contract. Now, you don't like the terms. Now you want me to change it to help you. Man, get out of here. I ain't changing that. Cut me if you want to. I don't care. I'll find another gig somewhere. And they well within his rights to do that. But the NFL does this all the time, man. Hey, because this is how it works, Joe. Hey, Joe, we paid you this contract, man. You've been averaging 1,200 yards. You only had 800 this year. I know you're supposed to make $1 million. We're going to cut you to 500,000.
And it don't matter how the 800 was made. Whether it wasn't your fault or not, your numbers wasn't right.
Now check this out. We're gonna redo your contract, man. We're gonna pay you $500 this year. Okay, I don't want to take my kids out of school, so all right, I'll take that. Next year you go for $1,400.
Yeah.
Hey, can I get my money back?
Nope.
Well, no, you got a contract, man.
Yeah.
You signed the contract, and we don't. It would send a bad signal to restructure your deal. What about everybody else? Every time they have one good year, that's how they do it, man. It just be crazy to me.
Well,
that's why.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying, and that's why I tell players, get what you can get. Zach Martin, that's why he held out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get what I'm gonna get, because the moment I can't, y'all gonna hit me. So that's it.
Well, I'm thinking this in the history of the NFL. I'm trying to think of any time where it's been beneficial for a coach to run off a franchise type quarterback. Jimmy pretty much got Marino out of there.
Right.
Belichick did it wrong in Cleveland when he got rid of Kozar. He did it right in New England when he got rid of number 11, Drew Bledsoe. So, when McMahon left Chicago, that was a mess for both of them. McMahon never did anything, and Dicker never did anything. And sometimes these coaches go crazy and they run off that guy, and nothing happens. And I think that's where Sean Payton is headed. He can't work with Russell at all. You can't adjust your system. You can't do none of that. It's almost like, to me, it's crazy. It's almost like I just don't like you. And it's just that.
I think that's a lot of it. You got to understand that, and here's what I mean is, where did Sean Payton come from? He really off the Bill Parcells tree. Mm-hmm. And what did Bill Parcells detest more than anything? A quote celebrity quarterback. Parcells got these rules for quarterbacks. He's got to be a battlefield commander. He can't do this. He can't do that. He can't be a celebrity. Da 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 da. And so I think Sean just bought into that. He saw Russell Wilson as the antithesis of what he wanted in a leader.
Yeah, but Parcells worked with what he got. Remember, he took a team with Quincy Carter and went to the damn playoffs.
This is what happens.
I'm just saying, people work with what you got. You got to make adjustments and all of that. I know. I'm agreeing with you, but I'm saying this guy here is. That's your point is well taken, sir. But that dude is garbage. He pissed me off so bad, man. You just can't. You understand that shit got under my skin just seeing him yell at Russell like that, and I'm going, man. On the inside, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. I got a little room in my head that when somebody rude to me or they stupid, I just take them in that little room and whoop their ass. That saved a lot of people's lives over the years. You gotta have that. Well, when you in basic training and some 5'4" drill sergeant tell you ain't shit.
Right.
The drill sergeant told me the first time, he goes, "You look like a," what did he say? He said, "You look like an unmotivated blob of shit." That's what he said. And I was like, okay. And in my mind, I developed this little guy looked like Dan Marino, drill sergeant Mayo. He wasn't even my drill sergeant. He told me that. And I was thinking, man, if we was on the block, I would just tear your ass up. And then basically I developed a little room that I drag people into, and they kicking and screaming, and they get their ass whooping. That's why I ain't never went to jail. But that's what I'm saying, all that to say that Russell, please, Russell, I hope you had a little room, take Sean Payton too and whoop his ass, because he ain't big at all. And he talking all that shit. How you gonna yell at the man like that? I'm sorry, man. I ain't mean to go on and on about that shit, but how you gonna yell at the man like that? How you gonna talk to a man like that? Are you gonna be talked to like that in front of 1,000 people? In front of 80,000, 100,000, in front of the whole world? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If the people I work for, if I was pissed, I would go in there and I would close the door. And that's how I learned to discuss stuff in the service and the company that I work for. If I got something to say that's going to be out of pocket, you can talk to me out of pocket, but it's behind closed doors, and that's how you deal with that. So, I don't mean to rant. I mean, it ain't Costco talk, but I'm just saying, hey, that shit right there rubbed me the wrong way. And I think it rubbed a lot of people wrong, whether you like it or not. And Parcells would yell. He would yell at people. Now you wouldn't make it to the damn. When you was walking off the field, you wouldn't make it to them numbers. You wouldn't make it to the hash. And he was yelling. But that guy an established quarterback. He ain't yelling at Phil Simms like that. He ain't up in his face like that. Belichick didn't do that. So I don't know. He ain't Parcells. He's not Bill Parcells, dog.
Well, no, I mean, that was really my original point. Is a lot of these guys off a tree take the playbook, but don't want to.
Not at all.
So the things that he can do, you can't do. So that's a little bit of it. But we appreciate y'all during this holiday season hanging with us on Jacques Talk. Remember, you can always follow me on Twitter at Jacques. No, I'm sorry. I had an old man moment. That's my old thing. At JJT Journalist. I am Jean-Jacques Taylor on Twitter. It's been a great holiday season. Still got a couple of days left. Don't forget, Greening Law makes this possible, as do my friends over there at Smokey John's Barbecue. So support them when you can, because they support us. For Big Joe and the Big Rig, we appreciate you. Until we chat again, you guys be blessed.